Hey everybody, it's Katie, long time no see. I find myself kid-free on a weekday, like in the middle of the day, when the light is still good and stuff. This is almost unprecedented. Mike took both kids to some sort of surprise something or other. He won't tell me what it is. I think it must be like something in advance of Mother's Day. I don't know, but I thought I would try to take advantage since like this never happens. I didn't intend to like take another little YouTube hiatus as long as I have, but it has been a real challenge to try to make videos. More on that later. Anyway, the other reason I've been kind of away so long now, this is the end of April, is that it's a lot more like spring now. It's not, well, today's a cold day, but we've just been able to spend a lot more time outside finally, you know, and that really, I don't know, it's really important to me, and I think that that's something that kind of defines me. I think maybe that's something that makes the way our family works a little bit different than maybe like other families on YouTube or whatever. Just that when we're outside, I don't think about, like if I take a picture of something, it's like to try to save a memory for the kids, or to take a picture of something to like send Mike. I don't film like when we're out and doing things, and we just spend a lot of time like in parks and at the beach and in the yard and out doing those things. And I just like use that time to really kind of, I don't know, be a part of the environment or whatever, you know what I mean? So, okay, so filming doesn't happen in those times. What we have been up to in the past like month or so is, even though we said we weren't going to do this, we've been a little bit house hunting. In the next month or so, maybe we are going to like have to semi-move out of our house when our windows get fixed. If you've been following our like lead paint window situation with the county, this whole saga that I made a couple videos about, the windows are to be replaced, and that requires us, we didn't know exactly what would be involved. We knew that we were going to have to be out of the house, but it turns out not only do we have to be out of the house, we have to clear everything off of every horizontal surface in the house. So it's like halfway like moving out. We have to take everything off the walls. We have to take everything out of closets. We have to take everything off of surfaces, like any kind of shelves. Big furniture can stay, and like we just push it to the middle of the room and they'll do something to seal it off so no lead dust gets on anything. But it's going to be a big deal. So part of that's been part of the motivator. Thinking like we're already gonna be like half packing things up, so maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea to just put some of these things into storage and just kind of wait and see if we can move over the summer or something. Then our work is already done, rather than having to do that twice. You know what I mean? Also, I've said before, like I feel okay being in this house for another year or whatever, especially with new windows. It'll be more energy efficient. We won't have the concerns about, you know, the kids being exposed to lead dust and all those things. But Mike is still really feeling strongly that this is the time for us to move. And you know, this is one of those times where you kind of go with the person who has the really strong feeling. It's not like a risky financial decision for us. Not too bad. Not too risky anyways. We don't really take big financial risks. So like it'll be okay. And right now there are a lot of houses kind of coming onto the market. We figured we'd at least start looking and just get a better idea of what the market is like, and get a better idea of what's out there and what kind of housing stock is available in our price range. And we'll see. We're trying to have fun with it, trying not to get too stressed out, because it is sort of preliminary. It's just like, if it happens now, that'd be great. But if it doesn't happen, you know, we'll be patient. The other thing we've been spending a lot of time looking for and researching and trying to figure out, which I didn't think we would spend any time doing at all, really. But Alice is going to kindergarten in the fall, and we just figured she would go to like the local public school, and we got ready to I went to like an orientation session for that, and kind of, you know, looked at what the registration process will be and stuff. And then we started thinking like, well, if we may move, maybe we won't be at that school, so there's no rush to kind of register. We just have to see how that plays out. And then we started thinking, well, maybe we should kind of explore all of our options. Like there's open enrollment where we live, so you can apply, and if you get in like off of a lottery or something into different schools in different, you know, neighboring school districts, that's a possibility. And there are like some specialty schools, and there are magnet schools. There are different kind of programs and things. There are charter schools, which again, we never thought we would consider at all, but we've just figured at least like, let's see what's out there and kind of, you know, visit different schools and see what we get a good feeling about, and just try to find the place that seems like the best fit for our kids, you know? So we've been spending a little bit of time doing that. We will probably end up just going with the local public school, but you never know. It's not something I'm going to talk about in any kind of detail because I just don't feel comfortable in terms of privacy. Yeah, just not going to go there, but that's definitely been something that has been consuming a little bit of time. Going into this summer, there's a lot of things that we are excited about. The first thing is gardening. Now that we are finally out of the desert, we have a lot more garden options. There are a lot more things that grow here. We have soil, we have water, you know, all those things. I'm doing container gardens. So I plan to do a separate video on this. It's something I did in our old house at least 2 years that I can think of. Again, even though our gardens were so limited, I'd like to just do a video about like our plans and sort of for people who are interested in that kind of thing, you know, what we've got going on. So we're doing container gardens in our yard because we, you know, again, we don't know if we'll be moving this summer. We want to maybe be able to take plants with us. We also are going to have a plot in the local community garden. We got in off the wait list and we're really excited about that, kind of to hopefully connect with some other families, like other people we don't know in the area who are involved, and kind of, you know, build some friendships that way. Also, I get a garden mentor, like one of the volunteers that's involved, you know, at that site. If we have any problems that come up, or if we have questions, or if we kind of like want to shadow somebody as we're planting and stuff, they are there to field those questions and walk us through, which I think is awesome because I haven't lived here in a long time and I don't know what we're going to face, like what kind of issues could come up with our plants over the course of the season, but I really like the idea of just having like my, you know, an expert gardener to kind of fall back on. Pretty much my top priority for the summer is just to spend as much time as possible at my family's tiny little cottage in Canada. It's my all-time favorite place like in the world. Like when I was in labor with both kids, I, you know, imagined myself there. And part of the reason that we moved back was so that our kids could kind of form memories of being there as well. So it is nothing fancy. It's like septic tank, don't drink the water kind of situation. Very rustic, but it is just beautiful. And it's not technically off the grid anymore, but when I was growing up, there was like definitely no internet, no TV. There was like one phone line for the whole community kind of thing. So now like technology has definitely crept in a little bit more, but it's still pretty, you can pretty much disconnect when you're there. And I love that. I just love the change of pace. It's the kind of place where you just spend your days like swimming and making tree forts and having bonfires and stuff, which for me is just like the pinnacle of fun. So other than that, Alice is going to do a couple little camps this summer. Nothing really intensive, but just like little half day, you know, 1 week kind of deals on just a couple different topics that she chose that she's interested in. And then there is, she's going to do Safety Town. I think that might be an Ohio thing. I don't know. Let me know if you've ever heard of Safety Town. Mike, being from California, he had no idea what I was talking about. But I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, it was required for everyone entering kindergarten. Now I think it's not required, but it is like strongly suggested and most kids do it. So for a couple of hours a day for a week, the kids go and just learn about all the safety stuff, right? Like what to do in a fire, how to ride your bike safely, how to be a safe pedestrian, what to do in various emergencies, how to deal with strangers, all that kind of stuff. They usually have like a little miniature village actually set up so the kids can practice everything. Like some kids drive the cars and they have actual like little roads, and then they have sidewalks, and some kids will be crossing guards, and some kids will ride bikes and practice all the, you know, safety signals and things like that, and right of way and all that. It's super cute. And when I was in high school, I like volunteered to teach Safety Town. And so I've been super excited for my kids to finally get to the age where they get to go to Safety Town, and it's like a full circle thing for me. So coming back to sort of video plans and what's up with my channel and stuff like that, looking into the summer, I feel like just everything is still up in the air. And I know this is getting old, I talk about it a lot, but it's a point of frustration for me because this is, like I love YouTube as a hobby and I love connecting with people this way. And if I could carve out the right kind of conditions to make videos more regularly, like I would. I've got lists and lists of ideas, I just don't have sort of the time and the right setup and stuff to do it, you know? So like potentially in the summer, so I'm gonna, you know, I'll have both kids at home, except for maybe when Alice is at camp or something, but I can't make videos at night because I don't have like lighting. It's hard for me to make videos when August is sleeping because he has become a super light napper. He's basically starting to phase out naps, which I'm just so not ready for at all. The only way he'll take a nap is if I like lay down with him and wait until he falls asleep. It's gotten trickier and trickier. So like my window of opportunity there has gotten smaller. And like this is a small house, so when he's napping, even with like a sound machine on in his room and like all the doors shut, I'm still like, I don't know, 40 feet away from his room. So sometimes I'll come get set up and I'll start talking here in just like a normal tone and he'll wake up. And I just don't have anywhere else to go. Like I guess I could make videos outside, but I can kind of see some problems with that too. And I can't do stuff at night, like I said, because of the lighting. But I keep thinking, well, I'm just gonna stick with it because this is what I want to do, and hopefully, you know, I get lucky sometimes and I can put something up. Mike does help me with, you know, trying to carve out little time to do this. Like he'll take the kids on a weekend maybe, and I'll try to record a video at a specific time. So that's huge. I know that, like, I am grateful. I just wish I could be more, and I wish I could be a little bit more flexible with it. But, you know, I keep telling myself, right, so just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, when it works out, great. I know it's inconsistent for you guys, and, you know, sort of the, like, level of interaction and stuff that we used to have is definitely down. But everything could change this summer, right? We could move, we could be in a totally different space. I could have a dedicated, like, filming spot. I could finally, like, find a way to invest in lighting and a new camera, because now my camera is, like, what, 6 years old or something like that, and it just doesn't, I feel like I'm definitely not keeping pace with other people's hardware. You know, other people's equipment is much better, and their resolution and video quality and all that stuff. Like, I have all these problems with, like, color tone in my videos because of my camera. It's just old. I don't know. It is what it is. That's where I'm at. At least I accomplished a video in April. I'm proud of that. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a lovely weekend and hope to see you soon. Really, I do.